Hey there, welcome to our channel. Today we're looking at Shreds of Tenderness by John Ruganda. When a nation bleeds, its families bleed too, wounded not just by bullets, but by betrayal, silence, and exile. This quote captures the essence of Shreds of Tenderness, a powerful play where the personal pain reflects national trauma and healing begins only when the truth is spoken. John Ruganda's play drama explores the painful consequences of dictatorship, exile, betrayal, and the deep wounds left by political violence. It is set in a fictional East Africa country soon after a harsh dictatorship has fallen. It follows the personal and emotional struggles of three siblings, Uar, Wak, Odie, and Stella, as they try to come to terms with their past and present. Although the country is never named in the play, it is clearly based on Uganda, especially during and after the time of Idi Amin's brutal regime. Many people were killed, tortured, and forced into exile during this period. The play takes place after the fall of such a government when the country is trying to recover. However, Ruganda does not focus on the political leaders or war heroes. Instead, he zooms into a single family that was deeply affected by the dictatorship. Wak is the older stepbrother. He was forced to flee the country 10 years earlier because of his political beliefs. He has lived in exile, most likely in Kenya. Even though he was not physically harmed, he has suffered deeply from loneliness, fear, and being treated like an outsider. When he returns home, he finds that nothing is the same and that his brother is now his newest enemy. Odie is Wak's stepbrother and the central figure of the play. He stayed behind during the dictatorship and became a government informant. He betrayed not only innocent people but also his own family to gain favor, wealth, and status. He is filled with anger, jealousy, and guilt. Though he pretends to be in control, he is mentally unstable and haunted by what he has done. Stella is the sister of both men. She acts as a peacemaker and tries to bring understanding between her two brothers. She represents hope, compassion, and possibility of healing, although she is caught in the middle of the conflict. The play begins when Wak unexpectedly returns from exile. Odie is shocked and angry. He had believed Wak was dead and had already taken control of the family property. Odie had even written and published Wak's obituary to make sure no one questioned his claim. Wak's return threatened the life of Odie, built on lies and betrayal. The two brothers immediately clash. Wak wants to rebuild his life, but Odie refuses to welcome him. The tension between them becomes worse as Stella tries to mediate. Their arguments go deeper than property. They reveal the pain of a nation divided by war, exile, and fear. Wak accuses Odie of being a traitor and a coward. Odie accuses Wak of abandoning the family and the entire country in time of need. As the play continues, the audience learns the full extent of Odie's betrayal. That is, he worked for the State Research Bureau, that is, the dictator's secret police. He reported people who were later tortured or killed. He even turned on his own father, a former minister who was assassinated. Odie is jealous of his brother Wak, who was always seen as more noble and idealistic, also led him to hate and betray him. Odie's guilt becomes unbearable. He begins to break down mentally. He performs strange rituals such as torturing insects in a symbolic recreation of what he did during the dictatorship. He is haunted by voices, memories, and nightmares. He believes that even God has abandoned him. His madness reflects the larger sickness of a society that has lost its moral compass during years of violence. Stella tries to understand Odie's behavior. She suggests that he might be suffering from a mental illness and needs help. Despite everything, she still shows care and love. Her character shows the shreds of tenderness that remain even after extreme betrayal and suffering. In the final scene, Odie finally confesses to everything. He admits he was responsible for the family's destruction and for the pain that Wak suffered in exile. His confession is emotional and raw. Work, though deeply hurt, begins to listen. There is no full forgiveness, but there is an opening, a chance to talk, to heal, and maybe to rebuild. The brothers start to reconnect, suggesting that recovery, though painful, is possible. The family in this play is a symbol of the whole country. Just like Work, Odie, and Stella are divided, the nation itself is divided after years of dictatorship. One of the strongest themes in the play is betrayal, political betrayal, family betrayal, and self-betrayal. Odie's mental breakdown shows the psychological impact of living under and participating in a violent regime. The play shows how trauma can stay with people long after the violence ends. Odie betrays his father and stepbrother, and in doing so, he betrays his own values. This betrayal causes guilt that slowly destroys him. Work's experience as a refugee represents many people who flee oppressive governments. His return shows how hard it is to go back home after so many years. He finds a country changed and a family torn apart. Even though his character is deeply hurt, the play suggests that healing is possible. Stella's efforts to bring her brothers together show that compassion and truth are necessary for forgiveness. The hope for the family to heal is also a hope for the country to recover. Shreds of Tenderness is more than just a family drama. It is a deep and emotional story about what happens to people during and after dictatorship. John Ruganda uses the personal lives of three siblings to explore the pain of betrayal, the scars of exile, and the long road towards forgiveness. Even though the characters suffer greatly, the play ends with a small hope, a reminder that in the middle of darkness, there are still shreds of tenderness left in the human heart. Thank you and bye-bye for now.